Hey there, my Tyler Perry bro fans. It's your girl Barbie J here with season 2, episode 19. It's just dinner. Now, like I said, I had these things done back in February, but now I'm looking at it. It looked like it was back in January, but I never did them, so I don't understand why. But this is the last one from season 2 because season 3 has already started. That's right, season 3 started yesterday, was it? I believe it was yesterday season 3 started on BET Plus. So go there and check it out. And I'm going to be doing those reviews. I'll probably be doing those next week because I got a busy weekend. Tomorrow I'm going to be in a parade, the Japanese Day Parade. And Sunday I'm babysitting. I'm going to church. And Monday I got court. So probably around Tuesday next week, I will put up those other videos. Sorry, but your girl is busy. Anyhow, let's get on with this recap. But before we do that, what we gonna do? Barbie J gonna ask you to subscribe to her channel. That's what I'm gonna do, and that's what I'm doing. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit that subscribe button, then hit the notification bell and select all, and it'll let you know every time I upload a new video or any kind of content. Then I ask that you smash that like button, write a comment, and share my videos to make somebody's day and make somebody happy, happy, happy. All right? Okay, now we can move on to it. Okay, so it starts off with John. He's telling Bill that Darla is really Darren, that he went to school with him. I said, how did he tell that quick with that short little viewing that that's who that was? And he just happened to have their pictures in his phone. That just looks so phony to me, but I was laughing anyhow. And so Bill is like, what? What are you saying? Because he's like, I can't believe it. But he tells John to go on home. He's like, you need to go home because Regina's just pissed at me right now. He said, dang, already? You only been married an hour. He said, you only been married an hour. You already in the doghouse? Woof, woof. I was cracking up. And so he tells him that Regina slept with Peter today. And John is like, how did she do that? Did he come back or something? He said, because my mama told me he moved to San Francisco. He's like, what? He said, nigga, wait a minute now. Did she lie? Did Regina lie to me? John said either she lied or he got a big old long ding ding to travel across the country and hitting her. And then he's like, okay, let me stop. That's your wife now. I gotta be nice, okay? So then John says he want to tell Greg about, Darla. And Bill keeps telling him to mind his business. Go home. Go home and worry about what's happening at your house. He said, Greg's a doctor, and if he's behind, don't know human anatomy by now, he said, I don't know what to say. And I said, I agreed with him, And then it switched over to Greg. He kissing all over Darling and stuff, and he get touchy-feely and stuff, and all of a sudden he touched something and realizes, hold up, wait a minute. And he jumped back now. He jumped back and said, are you transgender? And she was like, yes. And she's like, I'm so sorry. She got that shy little embarrassed look thing she was doing. She's like, I'm sorry. She's like, but just don't stand there looking at me like I'm disgusted. He said, I don't know what to say. She kept saying, say something. He said, I don't know what to say. He said, I don't know. I don't understand, or something like that. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I better leave. He said, yeah, I think that's best. You need to leave. And so she left. And I think he felt bad about what he did, but it was just he didn't know how to handle it because she didn't warn him ahead of time. You got to let people know stuff. Then anyhow, it goes over to Regina. She comes into the kitchen with her nightie still on. And Bill, Mike, Lord help me, John is gone. So she comes in the kitchen and Bill tells her, like, here, you can have my cell phone and you could go through it and look through it just to see. I want to be an open book and you can see and erase anything or anything in there or anyone in there you think was going to be a problem. And she's like, I'm not going to do that. She refuses and sits, she said, it's just your responsibility, and he said, well, you know what? I know that you didn't see Peter today because he's in San Francisco. And she was like, whatever. So he said, so you just did all that just to make me jealous? She said, well, he still does call me and text me. So it could have been, it could have happened. And then he's like, she repeated, him getting into his she's like, look, Bill, if you just don't get your ish together, I'm gonna take you for everything you got. I was like, why does she keep saying that? Why? Somebody tell me down in the comment section why she keeps saying that. So he's like, I know, whatever, she gonna take him for everything he got. She just got married. It don't work that quick, honey, baby. You gotta put in some time before you could take somebody for everything they got, okay? So anyway, then he goes, but you know what? He asked, maybe, do you think I have a sex addiction? She's like, oh Lord. He said, because I'm getting hard as you yell at me right now. He's like, I want you so bad. And she ain't trying to hear him, and she told him to put it away. And she was like, now telling him that he got to sleep on the couch. I said, now how you going to tell this man he got to sleep on the couch in his own house and y'all ain't even married a minute? And I was laughing about that. And he's like, I'm sorry. He's hugging her saying, I'm a F up and you wasn't really thirsty. He told her, you knew you wasn't really thirsty, still in that damn lingerie walking past here. He said, now I'm thirsty. And he follows behind her to wherever. Then it switches over to John. He gets home and Lydia's still there. And he's like, I thought you'd be gone by now. And Miss Alice said, I asked her to stay here and wait until you got here home to speak with you. And he's like, why, Ma? What's that? He said, sit down. You sit your ass down and let her listen to what she got to say. So Miss Alice calls up going in the room, but her ear right to the damn door. And she's like, Lydia said, I didn't know you were, scared of me or afraid of me. And he was like, I'm not. And Miss Alice yelling from the door, yes, you are. Yes, he is. She's so silly. And John has basically stated that he needed some space. He didn't like the way she be showing up at his job all the time and things, not calling first, like she here at his house and all that. And she said, I know I'm a bit much, and she understood. But the funny part was that while they were sitting at the table talking, she picked up a knife to cut her food. But John was like, what you about to do? What you doing with that? And stuff, what you doing with the knife? He was like, wait, put it down. Look, she said, I just want to cut my food and stuff. And he had to put it down and slide the knife over to him. So Lydia asked why she also asked him earlier, why does his mother keep calling him that? Because she yelled from the door, okay, serial killer. She said, why she keep calling me that? He said, because you killed your boyfriend, or was it her husband or boyfriend or somebody? And she said, but that was only one. She said, anyways, she's like, whatever. She said, but I guess I'll leave now, and I'm glad you were honest with me. And he said, that's what I try to be honest and stuff. And so she left, and he never got up from the table. He just moved the knife out of the way just in case she passed it and grabbed it. So then Miss Alice came out the room, and she's saying he should have given her a chance, and she's like, she said she's a nice girl. And he said, she probably is a nice girl. And he said, but I'm good. That's all right. I said, I don't blame him. And then she starts telling him that Lydia, was okay with him, even though she was okay with dating him, even though she told her that he had a small dick. I said, oh my God. She said, but it ain't your fault. You take after your daddy. He had a little thing. He's like, Ma, please, I don't want to talk about that. Ma, stop. You ain't seen me since I was a baby. Stop playing. Stop. She said, no, you take after your daddy. It's a little one. I'm sorry. She doing all that stuff. So then it changes to now it's morning, and Natalie comes by to check on Mike. And tell me why it's morning. She's still wearing the same outfit. Did she have the night shift? Maybe she had the night shift. I don't know, but I'm like, why she got on the same outfit from last night when she stopped by? It didn't make sense to me. Y'all know I pick up all that stuff. So he asked her what she asked him to do he asked her to do him a favor and tell Pam everything that's going on with him, and she asks why, and he tells him he must sign, and she tells him he has to sign a waiver. And he confesses that he cares about her and that he's been treating her like ish ever since he met her. And Natalie gives him and she agrees because she found out about it some. So she gives him a sheet of paper and told him to write down all he wants to say to Pam and make all the corrections and scratch offs that you have until you got it right, and then tell her. So she leaves after telling him that she believes in him and that he will kick this habit, and that if he needs her, she got him, you know. And so Natalie and Mike shake hand and she walks out. And then it ended with Darla. She stopped by to apologize to Greg for not giving him the choice by telling who she was. And Greg said he's really into her, and he apologized for the way that he handled the news, you know. She said, you know, he's like, when? She said, I really wanted to tell you. I was going to tell you. He's like, when? She's like, once I knew you were into me. And he said, that would have been even worse. You know, you don't tell people after they get to know you. So they discussed the situation, and her life as a dating as a transgender person, you know. And he told her she should never allow a person to fall for her before knowing who you are, who she is. And that is true. I have to agree with that. And he said you should tell up front. And she said that's when it ends, usually ends. He said, so what? So what? Just keep trying until you meet someone who is comfortable with who you are. And that made a lot of sense. And I could appreciate that. So he said, he got to leave now for work. And she was like, okay, I better go. And when she walked to the door, he said, I get off at 7. And he said, and you'll be here to cook. It's up to you. You have to cook dinner at my place right here. And she's like, are you sure? You sure? And he said, yes, it's just dinner. He said, plus we need to finish this conversation. And that's how it ended. And I loved it. So I hope y'all like this recap. The new season has started. And I'm just going to end with saying, I'll see you in the next video. It's your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.